can. Let's get in the car, I said. She grabbed my hand. Girls rescue, met the bar, witness said. Tears fled the head, I'm waiting, I guess she tweeting. I guess she confessed, she thinking less, not drinking less. Bathroom says, investigate, spontaneous. Our stereotype, put to rest tonight. Imagine, believe, and achieve, it works. Skyline as a rock like fireworks.
Boom. Hey, hello everybody, and welcome to this edition of After the Storm, your Oklahoma City Thunder post-game analysis show. And tonight, the Thunder, of course, played Summer League, and I wasn't sure if I really wanted to do the show today because of the simple fact that Chet wasn't playing, JRE wasn't playing, Trey Mann wasn't playing, Jay Will wasn't playing, but Kaysen and Keontae did play. Jang didn't play. So I wasn't sure, since we're doing back-to-backs, we got another game tomorrow night. So, the Thunder decided to let everybody rest tonight and play these other guys against the Rockets. And Jabari didn't play, and Anson didn't play. So, he's hurt, whatever. And then I guess that, why does Jabari need to play with 33 and 38? He's played fantastic this Summer League. And, of course, it's, the Thunder are now, here's our record. I mean, I guess I can throw it up for you since our schedule is coming up. Like I said, we won against the Mavericks and then ended up losing against the Rockets tonight. So the Thunder are 1-1. The Rockets are now 3-0. And then, of course, we play the Pacers tomorrow night at 6:30, which is why I guess they're holding everybody out, because I do want to see Chet one more time and Jay Will. I want to see those guys all together. And they played Kaysen and Keontae tonight without those guys, and they did not look as good. Now, Keontae looked really, really good, and Kaysen did not look that good after a great performance the other night. But I wonder, playing with these other guys is going to make him look that much better. But I think Keontae Johnson is he's just a player. I think he's just going to be a player. I don't think that's going to be any problem watching him do his thing, and I'm going to enjoy that. Watching that. So, but anyway, I saw zero problems with the Thunder doing that today, sitting those guys since they're playing everybody tomorrow night, which means that I'll probably do grades after tomorrow night's show. We'll probably do grades tomorrow night, grade basically on what we saw, and then on Thursday on the show on the Unpopular Hour, we will redo those grades and say, hey, this is what I saw, this is what I liked, to let everybody know on our daily show. The Unpopular Hour with Matt Clark, which we do every day at 2 o'clock. We will do that show and, redo all of the grades, because tomorrow night's show After the Storm is when we'll do that. And I'm joined by my guy, Nathan Taylor. What's up, big dog? Are you there, Nate? Nathan, hello. I don't know why he's sitting there. I can see him with his hand on his chin. I don't know why he's not chirping in here, but he should be chirping in. I don't know why he's not chirping in right now. I don't know what his story is. Why aren't you chirping in, bro? Let me send him a message. He may did not have his thing on. I'm talking to you, Nathan. He and I are going to get this down. Now, he did chirp in today on the Unpopular Hour and did pretty good there with the guys. But for whatever reason, I don't know why he's not jumping in. I sent him the Zoom, and he's typing. I can see him typing on the screen right there, but he's not responding to me. So I'm not sure what he's not doing or what he is doing. But anyway, the Thunder, so let me see. I can't hear. There you go. You got to click in, man. You got to click in. You can't. What are you doing, dude?
Sorry about that.
I mean, I'm sitting there watching you. Dude, you got to click in. You got to accept the voice.
I'm still learning this.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to cover up for you a little bit there, bro. But anyway, the Thunder. What was your take for tonight? Watching Kaysen and Keontae, and the rest of the guys.
Growing pains. I think Kaysen just had a horrible game, but I mean. Again, rookie, 19 years. Is he 19?
Yep,
19
second
years?
game.
Yeah, he's trying to. I think he was trying to do too much tonight.
Yeah, I think that playing in Utah would have helped him for this. You know what I'm saying? I think if he'd have got some run in Utah, that have probably helped him. But then also with him and Keontae being the only guys out there really, and the rest of the guys are out there fighting, maybe he was trying a little too harder because when you do have Trey Mann out there and you do have the other guys, it makes it a little easier. Jared Butler, it makes it a little easier for you to play. You don't have as much.
I think we saw the same thing with Chet. You know, when he's not the center of the defense, then it was a little easier for him.
Yeah.
When he had some other guys out there with him. So
well, you always got to throw Chet in there, don't you? I mean, you know, you and Randy Wright, y'all got to throw Chet in there some kind of way. You always got to figure out how to bring Chet in the deal.
Yeah.
But overall, like I said, the Thunder got beat tonight, 105 to 92. It wasn't really even close. When I compare, well, let's go ahead and do it by quarter. I think the Thunder lost this game in the first quarter, or the second quarter, really. But the first quarter, with them knocking down all the threes, here are the stats, 34-31, but second quarter was the difference. Rockets 7 of 14 from three, 60%, 10 rebounds, 10 points in the paint, only 3 turnovers. We did not turn them over. I didn't think we played very good perimeter defense at all. Oklahoma City 3 for 13, 52% from the field, but a lot of that was for pips. For the points in the paint, that's what kept us up. And then bench scoring, and, of course, that was mainly Keontae coming off the bench, him not starting and coming off the bench, which I like that. I don't think he should start. I think he needs to stay in to the non-starting business. I think coming off the bench is going to get him ready for the year. And then, you know, your boy Randy just sent me a deal that Chet's new number is 42. He just has to. You know what I'm saying? He just has. That's what he does. I don't know why he just don't go on Skype, bro. Just go on Skype and just send it so, you know, we can see it. So, but he just has to just annoy me. I think that's his trait. He's been doing it since we were roommates in college, and I don't think he knows any other way but to annoy me.
He told me the other day that he dunked on you.
No, he didn't. Don't lie. Why are you lying? He did not say that. He did not say that.
He might have.
No, he did not say that because he's barely, you know, he's still trying to peddle that goaltending thing that he did not get, that it was 42, not 12. Now, if he got a goaltender, it's only because he grabbed the bottom of the net, because you got to get over the rim to goaltend a shot, okay? And I was 42 and he was 12, and it was in Alabama, and so, of course, they're going to give the white guy the thing, not the black guy the number, so that's what they were going to do down there.
I'm just going to leave that one alone. I ain't comment on that.
Oh, I can't help it. You know, he and I tease about that all the time. I mean, I'm just joking. He and I tease about that all the time because that's what we do. You know what I mean? That's what we do. But anyway, those stats right there, I mean, 60%, you've got to be able to defend, and I don't think it seems like our communication today was non-existent on defense. It seems like they got every shot they wanted. They got to every spot they wanted. Reminded me of our Thunder non-perimeter defense that we were playing last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought McConnell did a real good job of individual defense, though.
Yeah, you know, I thought that he would – when I found out he was the National Player of the Year and then Defensive Player of the Year and then 2-time Conference Defensive Player of the Year, and I'm like, okay, when I see that, I don't really – I mean, now that I know that, I kind of look for it, but – the other games he played in, he didn't impress me at all.
No.
I didn't even notice he was on the floor. And I don't know if that's because he's not scoring or if he's just there for defense. I mean, to me, if he can do that, then I have zero problems with Dort not being back on the team this coming year.
Yes, agreed. As you save, $16 million in salary?
Yeah. And then, by the way, he says he still has the same jumping ability. Yes, you do. Zero.
I know. He's got that. Hey, he's got those new hips, man. He's doing good now.
I did not say that, okay? That was Nathan that said something about your 2 hips. I said nothing about none of that, okay? I didn't say that. But anyway, yeah, but, you know, I don't know. To me, if he's going to be a defensive stopper, to me, I wouldn't mind him doing that because you could put him on the floor and score a little bit and take away those 10 to 12 shots that Dort takes. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes way more than that.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. He's going to take his 10 to 12 shots. He's going to take 5 threes. And what did he shoot? Twice the number of threes that anybody shot on our team last year. But let's face it, would you rather him shooting threes or trying to drive to the basket out of control?
Well, the problem was he was doing a lot of both.
Yes, I know that. But I'm saying if you had to pick your poison, which would you pick?
Oh, yeah, I'd much rather have had him shoot threes because at least he has a chance to make some of those.
Yes. I mean, because he goes in because to me, you know, as a coach, and that's the problem I have with Dagnall. As a coach, you've got to step up and say, look, This is your role. This is your role. This is your role. This is what we're doing here. Okay, period. And I don't know if he has the respect of the players, and they can run their mouths all they want to. But when you're down on the bench, behind the bench, and you're seeing how the players react to him, you're watching it. You ain't got to listen to what the Thunder are saying. You're watching it for yourself. And you see how they react to him and how they don't. So I don't listen to what the Thunder says. I sit there and I've watched it right up close, several games sitting in seats right there behind the bench. I'm looking right at it. I'm like, I don't want to hear what y'all are saying. I'm watching these guys. I'm see how they react to him. So, but I think, as your coach, you have to say, look, I don't want you shooting. I don't want you taking more than 7 shots a game because you're going to get shots. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get shots because they're going to leave you open. But the question is, those times when you go to the basket and you are 5 for 14, well, those are 8 possessions that we lost, and at least 3 of those were costly.
Yeah.
Because
if he's out there doing that, there's guys on the floor that could score with him.
Right.
He's just not giving it up.
He's not giving it up, which is just so frustrating to me to do that. But anyway, I like that. What is your takeaway for Shackelford and Montanaro?
Maldonado, I don't know. I think he's kind of just a non-factor. I wasn't really impressed either way, to be honest with you. I didn't think he wasn't horrible. He just didn't do much.
He just doesn't do it for me.
No,
he just doesn't.
No.
He just doesn't.
Shackelford, I think he's a streaky shooter.
Yep.
I think he hustled. I'll give him that because that one spot where he was under the basket and he stole the pass or stole the ball from the guy and went up and made the layup. But he hustles, But somebody like that, he's just too streaky for me. We got 20 of those guys as it is.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then so in the second quarter, this is when the Thunder lost the game, I believe. 62-46. The Rockets, when I look at it and I see what happens when they outscored us 28-15 in the second quarter, I thought that cost us.
According to the announcer, it was 21-4 with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, 21-4, a 21-4 run. But you know what? You don't have SGA in there. Really, our bugaboo for the Thunder are the second quarter starting 5 and the fourth quarter starting 5. Those are our issues that we have got to fix this year. But the Rockets 11 for 25 from 3, 57% from the field. That's ridiculous. They shot 6.
They were out of their minds from 3.
But but they shot 60% the first quarter. So they only dropped 2.1% is all they dropped off. 19 rebounds. We at least tied there. 16 pips, which they didn't need to score in the paint because they're knocking down threes. But only 5 turnovers, which means lack of perimeter defense, lack of switching, which is you could just see that was the problem with the Thunder. OKC 3 for 19 from the field and 3. Dude, we got good looks. We just couldn't knock them down.
Yep, awful from 3.
But what I'm saying is we weren't forcing a lot of shots. A lot of those were wide open, and we just couldn't convert. 40%, 40% from the field, 19 rebounds, 26 pips, 7 turnovers, which is not bad. Outscored them on the bench, which I thought was pretty telling for us, and I liked what we were doing there as far as outscoring them. But overall, this was probably one of the Thunder's worst performances. I would say probably the worst performance in Summer League thus far.
Agreed.
And I normally don't watch. Before I started doing After the Storm and the Unpopular, I never watched Summer League because I was like, I could care less. Most of these guys are not going to make the team. But now that you get into the Thunder and part of my deal is that I want people to become more knowledgeable about the game. I want to teach you stuff, the difference between a floater and a teardrop. There's no such thing as a damn push shot. I still don't know what the hell the Thunder announcers were talking about there. A push shot. I'm like, what the hell is a push shot?
Yeah,
what are you talking
according
about?
According to Michael Cage, a teardrop is when you make the big man cry.
Yeah. I like Michael Cage a lot. Okay, as a person. Okay.
Okay, I was gonna say
as a person, but the Thunder, to me. The Thunder do not want to educate the fans. They want the fans to believe whatever they say. I don't like that. I don't like that.
If you notice, they never show any of the bad replays.
Yep.
On the broadcast, I always look for that replay, and I'm like, it's not here. If it's not Thunder positive, they don't show the replay.
Right. And my deal is this: educate. Because Kalina Azubuike, and that played for. He was out of Tulsa. Played for Tulsa.
Kansas, right?
Yeah, but he played at. What's the Christian school there in Tulsa? Victory Christian.
Okay.
And then he went to KU, and or did he go to Kentucky?
Yeah, no, was he?
I think he went to Kentucky. I think he went to
I
Kentucky.
thought he went to Kansas, but I could be wrong.
I need to ask Gary. I can't remember where Kalina went. Anyway, great kid. When I was doing my show, Inside High School Sports, dude, he had this dunk that was unbelievable. I mean, it was nasty, but he was a man among boys there. But anyway, he does the stuff for the Warriors, and dude, he was lighting them up, and I was like, Michael Cage then would never light the Thunder up, would never light them up. He's lighting them up like, hey, breaking it all down, and that's because when your fans are knowledgeable, you can't just say whatever the hell you want. You know what I mean? You have to. I mean, they're knowledgeable. They understand what's going on. They see that they're not getting back on defense. They see that they're not playing good perimeter defense. They see that they're not boxing. They see all these things, but instead of pointing those out, they only point out the positives of the Thunder. They never point out the negatives. And I was like, it's not really negative. It's just telling us what we're seeing it anyway. We don't need you to lie to us because we hear you lying to us, and we know that's not the truth.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know how you feel about him, but I kind of like Antonio Daniels. I thought he was.
I like Antonio. Yeah. Oh, you mean when he was with the Thunder broadcast?
Yeah, when he was with the Thunder, I thought he was probably the most refreshing guy to listen to.
Yeah, but even Antonio still didn't. That's the reason why he lost his job too, or he moved on.
That's right.
He moved on because he was a little. I mean, but you know what? To me, that's why I say the thing is with this show. My job is not to beat the Thunder up. That is not my job. I'm not trying to beat the Thunder up. But I'm not going to lie to you either. My job is the more you're educated. Like I have friends who listen to this show, and they're like, Matt, they'll come up to me. They're like, you know what, Matt? These are things that, I wasn't knowledgeable enough about basketball. So I saw it. I'm like, that can't be right. And then I hear you say it.
From you every day.
Yeah, and I hear you say it. And I go, oh, okay, cool. I'm right. And I said, yes, you're right. But the Thunder, to me, the more educated people are, the more willing they're going to buy in. Where they think that the more ignorant you are, the more you're going to buy in because they're telling you what you want. They're telling you all the good stuff. And I'm just not a fan of that. Just not.
No, and I learn stuff every day, too. I mean, especially being on here with you because, like those deep twos I was talking about the other night with Wallace, I didn't know that that's just putting in rhythm shot.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
That's what it is. It's just getting you because I tell kids, go to the free throw line or shoot a mid-range. Get your rhythm, then back out. When you warm up shooting underneath the basket, doing your little one-handed releases, getting your form, then back out. Don't step out on the court shooting threes because you're going to screw your form up. So you watch Steph, you watch any great shooter. They warm up close, then move back. Because
I don't like when I'm at the game and I see those guys out there practicing threes that are not. Don't practice stuff you're not going to shoot in the game. That's
right.
Just my thought. But,
well, that's because they never know. They think they're going to shoot them in a game. But that's the difference between SGA when he's on the court and when he's not. When SGA plays a lot, the Thunder's three-point shooting goes down. No shot attempts is what I mean. Goes down.
Yeah, because he's smart enough he knows his game.
You're right. And like I tell people all day long, if the other team make a three and you come down and shoot a three and you miss, then they come down and make another three and you shoot another miss, all of a sudden you're down 6. But if they make a three and you make a 2 and they make another 3 and you make a 2, you're only down 2. You're still way in the ball game. But the Thunder, when SGA is not there, they tend to get in shooting matches. I'm like, we're not good enough to get in a three-point shooting match. What the hell are you doing? That, to me, is so frustrating to watch. But, the thing is that it's just like you making the analogy, and I've stole this from you, but I do give you credit, bringing up how Chet and Jay Will, what the Thunder doing, are hiding Chet. Not hiding him, but are putting him to the point where the same thing they did with Ibaka. Because remember, they, like you said, with Kendrick Perkins. And then with who? Steven Adams. Because once we got rid of Kendrick, we realized, Ibaka can't guard center. And then what did we do? Drafted Steven Adams. And then all of a sudden, Ibaka was a shot blocker again. And then once Ibaka left here and went to Toronto, he was not the same guy. Why? because he wasn't shooting shots from the elbow like he was the Thunder. He was shooting a lot of threes instead of the mid-range shots at the elbow, which he knocks down on a regular basis.
Oh yeah, he's wonderful at that shot.
Yeah, but I like the fact that you made that analogy, and I started watching. I said, "Man, God, that makes sense. It does."
It just puts you in a position to succeed.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it gives you the opportunity to build on your strength.
Well, it gives Chet the opportunity to succeed. That's what it really, truly does. Without him really, because he's blocking shots. And let's face it, he's 7'4", 7'2". He's gonna block shots, and he's gonna make it a little tougher on people just to run to the basket and shoot layups. And especially when you got Jay Will in there taking charges, and then you have Chet in there as a possible shot blocker, that makes it a little bit that makes teams more one-dimensional than willing to be able to do whatever the hell they want, whether that's shoot a three or attack. So I did like that analogy or that observation that you brought to the table, and I used that. I'm like, man, that's great. And then when I started looking at it, I was like, he's right on point because it makes a huge difference. Excuse me. Man, excuse me for that. But anyway, that was a great point that you had. So, third quarter, Thunder, Rockets up 84-69. They're now 13 for 33 from three, 53%. So they're cooling off. They're now down 6.3 percentage points from the first quarter. So we're starting to play better defense. 27 rebounds, 26 pips, and now 11 turnovers. The Thunder 5 for 28, which is just, I mean, I don't know why these guys shoot threes. I mean, we are one of the worst shooting three-point teams, and we still shoot threes. I really don't. I don't understand it, why we continue to do that. And because at halftime, we were 3 for 19. So we were 2 for 9 in the third quarter. 2 for 9 in the third quarter on threes. 40% from the field, 31 rebounds, 38 points in the paint, 13 turnovers, 32 points by a bench. And a lot of that was Keontae and then Shackelford coming up kind of at the end, doing some work with that. But what was your take on the third quarter?
Just awful shooting. Poor offense. They weren't moving the ball. They were just doing one pass shots, no pass shots, forcing a little bit. I thought Taysom was pressing a lot, trying to make things happen and turning the ball over. It just wasn't a great quarter.
Yeah, I agree with that. The thing is this, like I said, I liked seeing Kaysen. Now I want to see him again tomorrow with the other guys. Because as a complementary piece, which is what he is when you have Trey Mann and Jared Butler and those guys out there, he's a complementary piece, not the main piece. And when you look at him trying to do more than what he was capable of tonight, it really made a difference. And when we go over and we look at the box score, that's really going to help give us a tale of what happened. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and take a break and thank our sponsors. Collaborative Logic, appreciate those guys getting me up and running today on our stream deck, and then getting my Zoom to work. I know you're appreciative of the Zoom once you can figure out how to make it work. Once you can figure it out. But anyway, thank those guys. If you have any needs for that or software to be done to make your office run smoother, network problems, or some software to be written for your website, they can do that website design. SRB, if you have any engineering, surveying, or planning, you can holler at my guy, Mark Long. He is the dude for that. They love to be behind the scenes to get whatever building project you got up and going. Oak Grove Trucking, we got Jose Fierro. If you have a need for rocks or dirt to be moved, any highway work, he can get all that done, and now he's got some extra trucks that he can work with you. Greg and Max Nafee over at Nafeco, appreciate those guys doing the work with me, supporting me in everything we do. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, a member of the FDIC, and of course they are a sponsor for us to go out and support minority women and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. And in fact, we are going to be up at the Greenwood Museum. I'm going to try to do that on Sunday. And we're going to go up there one day. I'm going to set that up so one day in the next few weeks, I'm going to roll up to Tulsa and do a remote there at the Greenwood Rising Museum, which is, I don't know if you've been there, but it's a great place. So anyway, thank them for their support. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you can go in and see the guys over at the main bank at 401M, like Nathan or Joe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, or Joe the Horn Man, whatever you whatever they call it, which is
Hey,
kind of
when you
crazy.
get a chance, pop in there, man. We just redid the carpet in the bottom floor, and he picked it out, and I was a little skeptical, but it looks really good.
Oh, Joe did? Is he a designer now? What's the deal?
I don't know. I mean, he might have had some input from somebody else, but
Oh,
I think he
I'm
did a
pretty.
good job.
Hey, I'm pretty sure he had input, bro. I'm pretty sure he had input.
No, it looks really good.
I have to tell you what. Last time I was there, when we did the show a couple weeks ago, did you get the air conditioning working?
Yeah, air conditioner's working.
Okay, good. Because being up there, I mean, I like being upstairs in the conference room up there, but it's kind of closed in.
A little bit.
Huh?
Yeah, it's a little confined.
It's
a little confined.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's still nice, but it's still a little confined. YNB East on 235 South Yukon Parkway, which is on the Yukon Parkway and Highway 66 or 39th Street, whatever you want to call it. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. They're in Mustang. YNB Parkway, not to be confused with YNB East on Parkway. 1550 Garth Brooks Boulevard, basically I-40 and Garth Brooks, just south of the highway there. You can't miss it, right there in front of Integris. And then YNB Peoples, 6201 Northwest 23rd, which is where I always go between Rockwell and MacArthur. They're in Bethany. Go and see my boy Joe or Dennis, whichever one. Don't comment, just let it go. And then, of course, DT Construction. If you have any needs for any roofing or anything like that, our guy consulting, they also do painting. They do work outside. They do, landscaping. They also do, if you need any kind of concrete work, they can do all that. Hit our guy Drew up at 405-209 4051, 405-209, 4051, DT Construction 2015 at Outlook. They're respectful, local, and loyal, which basically means if you call them on the phone, they will answer the phone, which not everybody does that, as we both know, don't we, Nate? If you've had some work done, there's sometimes people don't answer the phone after they mess up. That's not the word I really wanted to use, but after they mess up. But anyway, contact Drew. You got any roofing or any needs like that, he is the man. So, in the fourth quarter, I wasn't. I don't know what the word is. I was looking at the fourth quarter. I mean, you look at it, 105-92. The Rockets were 15 of 42 from the field. 52% from the field. 52%. 15 to 42 from three. 52% from the field. 34 rebounds, 36 pips, and 18 turnovers. So, oh, sweet. Bruce has finally got the Rococo's hats in, so I'm going to get me a Rococo hat. So I'm happy about that. We definitely need to do the show from Rococo's tomorrow night. That's what I'm thinking. 18 turnovers. Oklahoma City 5 for 33 from three-point line. Man, that's just bad. 41% from the field, 42 rebounds, 54 pips. We killed them scoring in the paint, which, of course, they couldn't stop anything. But, of course, they're making threes, so they didn't really care that we were scoring inside. 17 turnovers, which is way, way, way too many. We need to be at about 13, 14, which, of course, we did. It's one thing about the Thunder we did, which is why we were that's why we were successful last year. We did not turn the ball over. And then bench scoring, the OKC 38, Rockets 28. And then when you compare the first half and the second half, which is what I always like to do, you look at it, the Rockets were 4 for 17 the second half. But the first half killed us that second quarter, don't you think, Nate?
Yeah, absolutely. That second quarter, they were on fire.
And then look at that. We made 2 shots the second half, 2 threes the second half. That's
horrible.
I mean, I don't know what to say. Do you have anything to say to that?
I mean, I remember that one game, I think it was early last year, we went 5 for 30 from three. We actually won the game.
Yep.
But it was putrid. It was horrible.
Well, they were worse than we were from three, and they couldn't score. So that was the reason why they turned the ball over, and we shot.
Well, we still didn't make a run. I mean, we still didn't get within 10. I think.
Yeah. Yep, it was bad. 41% from the field. They went down from 57 to 52. So our second half defense was better when you look at it that way. Rebounds, we out rebounded them. Started halftime, we were tied, and then we ended up out rebounding them by 8 points in the paint. We were up 10, ended up winning that by 18. Turnovers, we at least won that battle. I mean, we were losing by 2, and we ended up winning by 1. So that's a good thing. We only turned the ball over 11 times. 11 times in the second half. I mean, that doesn't even sound good. We turned it over only 11. That's just, I don't know if that's me being sarcastic or me just feeling like we didn't play that well.
If you compare it to the Russell Westbrook era, man, that's a great stat line.
Listen, like I said, Russell Westbrook, I will take him for the last 3 minutes of any game, I don't want him on the court. I mean, send him to the locker room. Anything other than him being on the court. And I think he cost the Thunder, because of his play, probably 50 to 100 games at least. Just by bonehead plays that he'd make.
How many games did he win for us, though?
I understand that, but that doesn't matter when you lose games that cost you. Right?
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I mean, my deal is this. Did he win games for us? There's no question we won a lot of games because of him. There's no question. Okay? But my problem is the games that mattered when we needed to win, he cost us. That's my point.
Well, people always forget, Game 6 against Golden State, they always blame Durant, but,
it was Russell. It was Russell.
5 of 17 that game?
It was Russell. And this is like I told everybody. The Thunder, when we were, because, my used to deal before I started doing the show, we would go there, get there, leave about 8 minutes to go in the second quarter, go down to the Jack Daniels bar, because, we were up in club level, go down to Jack Daniels bar, drink the whole halftime, and then part of the third quarter, and then come back up for the fourth quarter. And and so anyway, that game, we were at halftime, and everybody's like, oh, man, I said, why are you mad? And they're like, well, we're not. I said, listen, we're driving to the basket. We're attacking the basket. They're coming over because what was the big boy's name that they had then?
Was that Bogut?
Bogut. Andrew Bogut would come over to try to block the shot. He'd miss, and then we'd have somebody on the backside, whether it's Ibaka or whether it was Cephalosha. It wasn't Cephalosha. It was Robertson. Coming after that. No, we had Cephalosha. Didn't we have Cephalosha then? Or was that Robertson?
I think it was Robertson.
Because this is 2000.
That was 16, right? 2016?
So that must have been Robertson. Anyway, we'd have him coming over, tipping it in, and then Westbrook coming on the backside, tipping it in, or Kevin Durant. Whomever the person was that wasn't driving, we were coming over and we were getting the second shots. I said, and we did that, and I said, so I'm extremely happy because we're not settling for jump shots. And then in the fourth quarter, we were winning, and then the last 3 to 5 minutes, all of a sudden Russell and Kevin took nothing but jump shots. One took 8, one took 3. Took 5, excuse me. And I'm like, that's all we took. Jump shot, jump shot, jump shot, jump shot. I'm like, why did you stop attacking the basket? And then Clay just, one of the greatest shooting performances I've ever seen.
Went on. Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable. What do you have, 37 in the quarter or something stupid?
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody shoot the ball like that. Never in my life have I seen anybody shoot the ball like that. I mean, he could not miss. And then, of course, Kevin Durant missed the shot in Game 6. That was Game 5. Game 6, he missed that shot in Golden State that he still can't believe he missed. I can't believe he missed. Most of the Golden State players can't believe he missed. He doesn't usually miss a wide-open three-point shot from the wing, especially from that left-hand side right there. He normally knocks that down, and the look on his face and the Golden State players, because when he missed, there was kind of a pause, and then they went after the ball like, oh, he missed? So
I mean, I could probably come up with 5 just off the top of my head of game winners he's hit from that spot.
Yeah, but I'm saying because everybody, like I tell people, I go, people don't understand. The up until that last year, for 4 years in a row, he led the NBA in game tying and game winning shots in the last minute. 4 years in a row until that year. Because I'll never forget, Randy Wright and I are sitting up in the stands. Billy Donovan's first year. And Kevin Durant is just stroking it. He makes a 3, steps back, and makes another 3, steps back, makes another 3, step back. He's on fire. 4 in a row, and he's getting back farther each shot. They call timeout, or I forget it's a foul or something. And then there's, the guy comes in and says, "I got you." And I never forget, Kevin Durant looked at him like, "You got me? Like, me?" He goes, "Yeah, I got you." And he goes, "Me?" You could just see him going, "You're taking me out of the game. I'm on fire. And you're taking me out of the game." And he walked by Billy Donovan. And Billy Donovan tried to grab him, and he went. I said, Randy and I looked at each other. He's gone. He gone right there. That was, to me, that was like the final nail in the coffin. You got a coach that shouldn't have been the coach. I mean,
No.
I just don't
Who would
understand.
if looking back, if you had the choice, who would you have hired that year?
Well, there was tons of people to hire, but I mean, I would have kept Maurice Cheeks. But they let go of Maurice, and he ended up being the Denver coach, or Detroit coach. Didn't work out, but I hired Maurice Cheeks, somebody who the players familiar with. But Sam and Billy Donovan are good friends.
I will say that they did bring in a good staff around him.
That they did do. That they did do. But then what do you go? Like, to me, Dagnall, to me, coaching matters. I don't care what you say. I don't care what sport it is. Coaching matters. It does. And now you got to give him a pass this year because clearly we were trying to lose. Okay? Clearly. Now you've got a team. The question is, are you going to make the right moves? Are you going to play the right players? Are you going to handle situations unlike you did last year when you see a run coming and you keep SG on the bench and he stands up to come in the game and then you sitting back down and we're all like, what are you doing? And then for the next 2 minutes, and my friend Mark Long calls him 2 minutes too long. My other friend calls him the minutes manager. They call him Eminem, the minutes manager. They don't even call him by his name. They call him the minutes manager.
Good X's and O's coach, though. I like his X's and O's. Plays and draws up, out of bounds plays.
Okay,
like
yeah, until there's some out of bounds plays that he did not draw up, too. But I would say for the most part, I agree with that. His out of bounds plays, when you're trying to win, he does a pretty good job. I'm just not a fan of his. I don't think the players respect him. No matter what, it's just like the players in Houston were saying, Jabari, I'm tired of losing. I've never lost. What is the deal with this? And like I said, that's the thing that Van Fleet brings. That's the thing that Brooks brings is a winning mentality. And that's what the coach is. He's trying to install it's expensive. I agree with you. They overpaid for Brooks. And they paid a lot for Van Fleet. But I don't mind Van Fleet because I like him. But what they did is now you're stabilizing or you say, hey, look, this losing mentality, trying to get in the lottery every year, that's over. We've got some players. So let's go out and win. And so I think that they're trying to change the culture there. And I think Oklahoma City, you got a coach who's trying to lose. You got players who want to win. And if you think they don't know that, when I never forget this, we're playing the Lakers, and Josh Giddey is on the bench, and he's got Lindy Waters in the game. And Josh has got his arms crossed. Like, how is he still in, what is he still playing for? Why is he still in the game? And they knew. And to me, that's a hard thing to do when you know how someone is and you don't trust them to get that trust back. Agreed or not agreed?
Yeah, I agree. Don't you think you got to wait and see this year?
That's what I'm saying. This year,
I don't know if it was all Dagnall.
No. He was following orders, no question.
Yeah,
he was following orders.
Right. Yeah,
but that's still you're still his coach. You're still the coach.
Well, but in a way, don't you kind of think Presti kind of always picks guys that he can kind of tell?
Yes. Well, the coach is always going to be a product of what the general manager and president wants. Okay. That's part of the business, which is when you look at Popovich's contract. Well, Popovich is the president of basketball operations for the Spurs, and the head coach.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, now the owner told him to go ahead and give himself a raise and to solidify everything. I don't disagree with that at all, but to me, Sam, the thing is this. Sam understands that you've got a window here. We've got 2 more years of SGA. So you've got to continue to pull
You got three.
Well, no.
We always have this argument.
Well, this will be his 4th year. In his 4th year, this is first year. This is first year of his contract, right?
First year of the contract. So you got 4 and 1. You got 4 guaranteed, 1 team option.
Right. So he's got 3 more years. You're right. So you got 3 more years of SGA. Really, you got 2. Because that 3rd year, you got to really, because if he's checked out, then he's not going to sign anything. He's checked out.
Well, you just hope that in the meantime you develop these other guys, start winning a couple playoff series, and you get him to sign that extension
Right.
in between that and his last
Right.
year.
And then you got to re-sign Josh next year. Isn't it right? Next year. Josh has got to re-sign. The following year, you've got to sign J-Dub and Chet.
Yep.
The following year. Still, you got all these other mini guys in here. But what did we have? 17 first-round picks in the next 5 years?
15, yeah.
It's stupid.
15.
I mean, but to me, I think that, I made the comment about how the Celtics are stockpiling picks. I think Presti's stockpiling picks too.
Well, he's got 20 seconds too.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's stockpiling picks. And
yeah, they're going to do something.
I think that was that you that made the comment on how he's pushing them back? Wasn't that you that told me that he's pushing them back?
And it's a perfect example of it is this year when he did the Denver trade. He traded next year's number one, the worst number one they have, and this year's number two for a 2029. They haven't released the protections on it yet, but it'll be probably, I would say, top 4 unprotected, one of the two.
Right. But, the way I look at that is that all he's doing is saying, okay, we know we've got SGA for, if everything goes to plan, we've got SGA for what? 7 more years, correct?
Yeah, 7 more years.
7 more years. Huh?
He's hedging his bet with all those draft picks. I mean, I think.
Yeah, but I'm just saying is you got him for 7 more years. Then you've got Josh coming in. If Josh continues to grow the way that Josh is growing, you've got him for another at least that. So you got this group that you can keep together. Those 3 guys you can keep together for 7 years. And then you can add in Chet. Now Jay Will, he may not make it that far. But, with those 3 plus Chet, you got to figure 7 years. If Chet does what he's supposed to.
You got to know that Presti's learned his lesson. I mean, maybe not learned his lesson, but he's got that Harden thing in the back of his head. I guarantee you.
Yeah, he definitely does. He definitely does. But that to me, that Harden thing had to do with Westbrook. That to me, right. That had to do with Westbrook. We chose Russell Westbrook ruined the Thunder. Okay, you chose Westbrook over Durant. Listen to my point before you jump in there.
But go ahead.
Listen to my point. He ruined the Thunder because you chose him, and then everybody who he did not like left. Everybody, starting with Scott Brooks, starting with James Harden, then Scott Brooks, then Reggie Jackson, then Oladipo, then Sabonis, then Kevin Durant, then Ibaka. Okay. Everybody that was opposed to him got rid of. And the Thunder never recovered. To me, there's no way in the world am I ever picking Russell Westbrook over Kevin Durant. There's no universe that I could ever see I'm going to pick him over him. No way.
I don't disagree with that.
So that's what I'm saying, that the Thunder will have not recovered from that.
I would say on the backside of that, though, him signing that extension allowed us to get Paul. Well, it didn't allow us, but we got Paul George, and then from there, you could say, okay, since Russ stayed, it gave us. He
stayed because he had no choice. Nobody wanted him, bro. Nobody wanted him.
I mean, Houston took him.
Yes, because they took him because of James Harden. Because James Harden was looking for somebody to go with.
Well, in that instance, doing that, pretty much set us up where we are now.
Yeah, but I'm saying what I'm saying to you is, if you take James Harden, if you keep James Harden, you get rid of Westbrook. The changes of the Thunder, the fortune of the Thunder are far greater than they are now. That's my point.
Here's another one you could add on to it if you draft Steph instead of Russell.
Yep. But I mean, to me, the draft pick I wanted was wrong anyway. So I wanted somebody else. But I agree with you.
You want to say who that was?
No, I'm not saying who that was. He's no longer in the league and has been gone. And after the first year, I said, "Oh yeah, that was a horrible pick." So yeah, I was wrong about that particular pick. I'm just gonna say he played at Memphis. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. But anyway, I was wrong about that. But to me, if you get rid of Westbrook and you keep Harden, all of a sudden you keep Ibaka, you keep KD, and then players are trying to come to Oklahoma City.
Well, don't you think you get a better trade package for Westbrook than you did Harden too?
you would have got a better trade package for. Well, no, I don't know. At that time, I think those were about the same.
Well, but he was signed up for another 4 years. 4 years. Harden was a free agent.
Yeah, but he was one more year. Well, that was last year of Harden's contract.
Yes, yeah, but Russell was signed up for what, 4 years?
4 years after that, yeah. So you probably could have got him for more, but I'm talking about as far as trade value, they both were probably about the same as far as potential on what you're building. But to me, picking Russell over Kevin Durant, to me, to this day, I don't know how you can justify that other than Russell was the actual first Thunder draft pick.
Well, do you know that Kevin wanted to stay? I mean, would he have stayed
No.
if we would have?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think. So I mean, really, you kind of just picked the
You
lesser
picked the
of two.
wrong guy. Because
Well,
if this had been Kevin Durant's team instead of Russell Westbrook's team, that's what I'm saying. You made it Russell's team. And because Russell was the guy, you got rid of all of that made the Thunder who they were. You got rid of Harden. You got rid of Scotty Brooks. You got rid of Kevin Durant. You got rid of Reggie. You got rid of Sabonis. You got rid of Oladipo. You got rid of Ibaka. You got rid of all of these guys because of that dude. You got rid of all of them because of him. I mean, think of the talent you got rid of because they couldn't play with him and he didn't want to play with them because he felt threatened.
You could say, you traded Ibaka. You turned Ibaka into what you got now. I mean,
no.
You traded
Ibaka, you traded to Toronto.
You traded into Orlando for Oladipo and Sabonis.
Right, and you lost both of them.
But you traded him for Paul George.
I understand that, and then you lost that, and you got SGA. Or no, we got SGA and a Chris Paul. Did we get him in SGA? Was that Chris Paul or Paul George?
We got him in the Paul George.
Paul George.
Got,
but see, what you're trying to say is, but look at us now. What I'm saying is you don't lose all those years in between. You're letting all that go, and you come into now. And all I'm saying is you keep winning the whole time that you're here. There is no downtime, and you don't need that because you're drafting well and adding to what you already got. You're adding to Harden. You're adding to KD. You're adding to what you already have instead of trying to rebuild because of what you did.
But can't you look at it and say there's no guarantee that those guys would have stayed anyway, though?
Why would KD not? If he's the centerpiece and he's rolling, and Kevin Durant just wants to play ball. He don't care where he's at.
But look at his sense, though. I mean, he's gone from.
I understand that because I'm saying this, but Draymond drove him off, just like Draymond drove off Jordan Poole. Okay, Draymond drove him off because Draymond was big three. Kevin Durant came, all of a sudden the big three was KD, Steph, and Clay. No more. Draymond was non-existent, non-mentioned, nothing. He drove KD off. Then all of a sudden it's Draymond again. Then here comes Jordan Poole. Then what was it? Jordan Poole, Steph, and Clay. No Draymond again. And then what does he do? Runs Jordan Poole off.
See how him and Chris Paul get along?
But you know what I'm saying? That's what Draymond did.
No,
I mean, he's Draymond. He to me, I mean, I don't see the fascination and love with the dude. I mean, he's great in what they do in Golden State. He's not gonna. They said bring him to Oklahoma City. I said to do what? To get in the way?
I don't want him.
Go to the Lakers. What is he gonna do? Get in the way? His skill set fits Golden State nowhere else. You can try to say, oh, you can put him in. No. What he does fits their culture and what they do. It's like how many football players and basketball players have left a particular place that they were magnificent at and disappeared. It was the system where they were at, not them. I mean, it was them, but it's because the system, like when I tell any kid to go to college, don't get caught up in the name of the school. Get caught up in, does the defensive or offensive coordinator or the offense or defense that they run fit your skill set? Doesn't matter what school it is. They'll find you anywhere. I mean, because remember the Super Bowl, in the Super Bowl, what was it? The Patriots and the Seahawks, I believe, there were 0, 4, and 5 stars in the game. 0. 0, 4, and 5 stars in that game, in the Super Bowl.
Interesting.
That's what I tell people. It's not about all that nonsense. I'm like, Deion, I don't care about stars. Can you play? I'm looking at, do you pass my eye test? These are the things that I'm looking for. Can you do those things? If you can't, I don't want to hear about 5-star. Like Randy Wright, and get to tell you about Jimmy Reason, okay? Ask Randy. Ask Randy about this guy. He came in because, see, Randy was the Oklahoma High School Player of the year before I got there, okay? Then I was the Oklahoma High School Player of the Year, Basketball Player of the Year after Randy the following year. This guy comes in as one of the top recruits in the country, California Player of the Year, all this nonsense. And Randy and I were like, what? He's what? What would we have been out in California if this guy couldn't look? He could barely dunk at 6'9".
Oh, geez.
Black.
Yeah.
Black.
Kind of like Coach in Chicago.
No, he black. He black at 6'9" and could barely dunk.
Oh man, that's tough.
Yeah. It was bad. I think Randy had a higher vertical than he did. Does that tell you anything?
Well, Randy, he jump out of the gym, man.
Yeah, he still jumps the same height. That's what he does. You're going to get me in trouble, Nate. That's what you're going to do. But anyway, bro, you got any other thing you want to talk about?
I just wanted to say I did like the way I saw that all the guys out there supporting them tonight. Like kind of the whole team basically was out there.
Yeah, it was.
Josh did that interview. I thought that was good press. And, I think the guys, regardless of how you feel about the coach, I think that the guys themselves have a good chemistry.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the coach. I'm not saying the coach to me is I'm going to find out how good he is or isn't this year.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no question. You're going to find out what he's about this year. Now, we're going to do this real quick. The box score, you look KJ, your boy. You like KJ Williams. You like him. 19 points, 13 boards, 8 for 13, 1 for 4.
Yeah, I thought he had a great game, and maybe too many three-pointers, but pretty good game.
Yeah, Kaysen, 28 minutes, 2 for 12, 1 for 8.
Oof,
of course. But, I mean, what do you expect? But only 3 assists. I need to see more of them. Shackelford, 30 minutes, 1 for 10 for 3.
Shoots too much.
He was 6 for 19, 1 for 10 from 3. For 16 points. But see now what they'll do in the stat sheets. Oh, Shackelford, 16 points, 3 rebounds and 4 assists, 3 steals. That's what his stat line will be, okay? Not that he was 1 for 10 or 6 for 19. And then Maldonado, 2 for 5, 22 minutes, 1 for 4 from 3 for 5 points. And then Zaire Smith, I'm still not sure. I'm not sure about how I feel about him. Ramsey, 18 minutes, 2 for 5, 0 for 1, 11 points. McConnell, 28 minutes, 3 for 11, 0 for 1, 10 boards, 6 points.
I didn't think he shot that bad, but man. Oof.
Yeah. And then Keontae in 22 minutes, 9 for 14, 1 for 3, 0 for 2 from the free throw lines. Got to make those.
Yeah, the free throw percentage was horrible.
Yeah.
Man. You got to work with that.
We shot 70% from the team.
70% for the free. I thought it was worse than that.
70. We were 17 for 24.
Well, that's not as bad as I thought.
Yeah, 17 for 24. We shot 15.2% from 3. 15.2% from 3.
I mean, as a Thunder fan, I'm kind of numb to that, because that's kind of what par for the course for the last 3 or 4 years.
No, we shot better than that as a team with stats overall. Our stats were not.
This year we did good. I thought we did it really good. I mean, England, you could tell, made a difference this year because of the way Josh improved. He's still not great, but he's improving. The way I think we were in the top 15 in the league in 3-point percentage, I believe.
Yeah, we were.
At like 30, 35, 36.
Yeah, I was looking for our stat sheet, but I took it off already. But I was because I did have my stat sheet up there for what we did do for the Thunder, for stats. I did have that up there, but I don't know what the hell I did with it. But I did have that.
I want to point out that J-Dub shot better from 3 this year than Cameron Johnson did.
Dude, I don't know what that was with Drew. Drew does that every time he starts running his mouth. He just goes off, and you just got to let Drew do what Drew does because he just goes off, and you can't even. Okay, we averaged 100. This is not right.
That's 114, 100 something like that points per game.
Yeah, I'm looking for the team stats. I have it, but I don't know what I did with it. I had the whole stats for the year, and of what we did shooting percentage wise. Okay, here we go. I have it here. We averaged 113 points, 117 points a game. We were third overall in scoring.
That's good. That's
We were
great.
20th, giving up 116. Right.
Man, I thought we were higher than that.
Yeah. Field goal percentage, we were 24th, and we were
That's not good
17th on the defense. 3-point percentage, we were 18th, so you were off by 3.
either. Okay. Yeah, we need to
35.5.
get better at that. I'd like to see it
35.5.
move up to the top 12 at least
Yeah,
this year.
pips, we were 4th at 54. Assist to
Thank you,
turnover
SGA.
ratio, we were number 9, but defensively we were number 2 as far as opposing teams, which is what helped us. Fourth quarter, we were 19th in scoring, 22nd in giving up points. That's what killed
So
us.
you're third in total scoring and you're 19th in fourth quarter scoring. That's horrible.
Yep. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that who we were starting in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, second and fourth quarter were the quarters that killed us. First and third, I know you disagree, but starting the starters helped. But the second and fourth quarters, I mean, we started J-Dub and Josh in those quarters, but it was the people that, he was starting Lindy Waters or he was starting Poco or he was even Baisley even started. It's like, but you know what I'm saying? And I think he's barely in the league still now.
No, I don't. Yeah, he got declined by Phoenix, I think.
Yeah, they didn't re-up him, no.
So I think something we need to do this year is solidify the bench, and I think he'll have a pretty good bunch this year. Pending injuries, obviously, but if you get Kaysen and Mickage, however you say it.
But I think he's going to trade bait.
I'm telling you, man, I just have this feeling that he's in it for at least a year or two.
Yeah, but the whole thing is that who you're not going to play? Kaysen?
No, you play Kaysen at the 2, the backup 2 to me. Obviously, we're positionless now.
Okay, remember, this is where we're at. You have SGA, Josh, J-Dub. Those are your 2, 3, along with this Mitchell, that's 4. And Dort plays a lot of guard, too, even though he's a 3-4. Okay?
But
so
don't you think his role gets shifted a little bit this year?
Yeah, I would think. I would hope. If this guy can coach, he's going to put players where they should be.
That picture of J-Dub, it was floating around Twitter yesterday, on his muscles. Man, he is bulked up.
He's been in the lab.
Yeah.
He's been in the lab, no doubt. He's serious about it because the whole thing with J-Dub is, why wouldn't he? In another year, he can get his max contract. Why would you not want to do that?
Yeah, he will. But yeah, I think you roll out Josh, SGA, J-Dub. I really think
those are your 3.
I want to see him start Jay Will and Chet together. I think that would be a great starting lineup.
Well, like we talked about, you want to do SGA, Josh, SGA, Josh, Jay Will, and Chet. Those are your 4. The question is your 5th Dort or J-Dub?
I think J-Dub, but for sure.
But see, to me, I think you bring J-Dub off the bench. You have Dort start. That way Dort can play defense. You make him a defensive player, not giving him the opportunity to start shooting a bunch. And say, look, we need you to keep this guy started. Stop fouling people at the end of games on 3-point shots, please.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Please. Stop fouling people on 3-point shots, please. But anyway, put him there, then bring J-Dub off the bench for scoring. So keep Dort in there for the first 5 minutes. Bring J-Dub in there. Let him play with the group for 2 or 3 minutes. Then, of course, you pull Josh or SGA out, whatever you want to do. But usually SGA plays the whole first quarter. Pull Josh out. Pull Chet out. You can put in whoever you want to put in to bring those in to run that. Or J-Dub, whichever one. Or bring out 2. But who are your centers then? You got to think about that.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think you're going to see probably one of these third-tier guys get some minutes at that position, or you just go small.
And you still have Davis Bertans. Don't forget that, even though I know you don't like him. You still got him in there.
If he's around, yeah, he's going to get some minutes in the second team for sure.
Yeah.
You probably bring him in as maybe put him in as your small ball center.
Go small, yes. Stretch the floor.
Your second team would be like Mickage. I'm sorry, man. Mickage, Wallace,
Well, remember in the first quarter, SGA is playing the whole quarter, so you'd have let's say.
I'm just saying strictly bench lineup.
Okay.
You'd have maybe Kenrich or Keontae or.
Well, see, but this is my thing with that. If you're trying to win, under no circumstance.
I know you don't like Kenrich, but I'm telling you.
No. I like him. I like him for down low. He can't defend on the wing, which is bad. But my thing is this: to me, I don't want to ever see a lineup without either SGA and Josh, SGA and J-Dub and Josh. Two of those three need to be on the court at all times if you're trying to win a game.
I think, and again, this is going to be wait and see, but I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with if you did a four-man rotation with that, if you include Mickage in there for, maybe 5-10 minutes with either Josh or J-Dub. But, because he's a really good passer, good shooter. Defense leaves a little bit to pick up on defense there, but I think if you could keep maybe Josh, you play him opposite Josh or opposite J-Dub, and when Josh comes back in, you take him off the floor because you got to have a defender in there. You can't have two guys that can't play defense.
Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah, I can't do that. You can't have him in there. Yeah. I agree. But my deal is this. I know Josh is going to get, Randy and I were talking about it. I'm going to say this, then we're going to go. But Randy and I were talking about that how he likes Josh. He thinks Chet is going to flourish more with Josh as Josh will pass the ball.
Yeah.
And I told Randy, I don't want that because I don't want Josh to become passive. Now that he's gotten aggressive, I don't want him to go back to pass first, score second. I want him to stay in the score first mentality because if he does that, his turnovers are going to go way down because he's not trying to force the ball. Because his game, he's got such good vision that, I like him aggressive, and honestly, I love the way he improved at the free throw line at the end of the year. Yep, but then remember though, at the end of the year, he was looking to score first and pass second.
Yeah, and I think there's a good balance he's got to find there,
right?
Depending on who's on the floor with him. Because you have to take advantage of his ability to pass the ball.
No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if Chet is in there with him, he's going to look to pass to Chet every time first before scoring.
No,
I want Chet to be a secondary, not primary effect of him on the court, if that makes sense. If I'm looking to Chet, because after a while, you think teams aren't going to know every time Chet's on there, Josh is going to look to do what? Pass the ball. And then what are they going to start doing? Playing the pass. But if he's looking to score, it's hard to defend somebody who's looking to score first and pass second. Because if they're looking to score, you've got to respect the scoring aspect first. And his vision is so good that you can't now play off of him and expect him to pass.
Yeah, and if he could kick his 3-point percentage up to 36 even.
Yep. The two things that.
36.
My thing is this. SGA, he's got to improve. These are two things. To me, SGA's got to improve his 3-point shooting to improve his game. Josh, he's got to improve his 3-point shooting because neither one of them, you're going to stop neither one from going to the basket and scoring. Neither one of them, they're going to get to the basket if they want to. So both of those got to improve their 3-point shooting. If they do that, then that's going to open up the game so much more for both of them and for the Thunder because then you've got to respect the three, which is going to bring teams out, and both of them pass the ball really well. And then you've got other guys. Now, J-Dub can work to the basket and score. You've got Keontae, who's looking really good as a scorer. Then you've got J-Will. We've got to get him shooting more. And then, of course, Chet being able to catch him cutting to the middle and scoring in the paint.
Yep.
So I like that.
I think they got a good core in place.
Dude, I'm excited about it. I'm excited. Like I said, we know who our 8 players are. You've got SGA, Josh, J-Dub, J-Will, Chet, Dort, Isaiah Joe, and Wiggins. You know who your 8 is. But you know what I'm saying? You got your 8. You know who your 8 is. Now, let's see who's going to come in there at 9, 10, 11, and possibly 12 to get you more minutes to rest these guys. That's the question.
Yeah, Jason, Keontae, and Mickage. I'm going to say his name right one of these days.
Yeah, but, what about your boy
Kenrich?
You got him. You got to throw him in there. So we'll see how they play. Plus, you're still paying Poku if you don't trade him.
I think he's gone this year. That's just me.
I just don't see two skinny talls. I don't two 7-foot skinny dudes on the court at one time. I don't see how that affects the Thunder.
How do you feel about Bol? Just out of curiosity.
Boy? Boy Bowl, whatever his name is.
Yes, yes. Because I think he signed with Phoenix.
Uh,
It's
give me,
Louis
give me,
Bowl.
give me. He gives me 5 minutes a game.
Okay, you don't like him, man.
I don't love him, and he's okay. But I mean, is he really gonna give me anything? No, because if he would, he wouldn't be going from all these different teams.
You're right. You're right.
So when you're a traveling player to different teams, that's saying that every team is trying to get this little bit. They see something that you do that they like and fit them. And once you get there, they're like, okay, well, that doesn't really fit us to what we really need that person for. Boom, they ship you on. Which is why Westbrook got shipped to five teams in 5 years or whatever, 6 teams in five, whatever something stupid it was. That's why. Because it's like going out with a beautiful woman. The idea of her and the reality of the high maintenance of her are two totally different things. Okay? Two totally different things. You like that idea of, oh man, da da da, then you get her like, dang man, oh my God, I'm wore out. I mean, the maintenance of it. Or guy, whatever, same thing. Depends on what, who it is, whether it's a girl with a guy or a guy with a girl, whatever. So, I mean, yeah, so to me, it's the same thing. You look at these people, and man, I love the idea, oh, this is going to be great, or I like, and then you're like, yeah, not so much. I don't want to deal with all the other stuff that's associated with it. So that's just me. But anyway, bro, all right, have a good one. Have fun with the wife and the kids, and I'm going to get off and go have me a cocktail and smoke a cigar on the back patio with my fat boy. It's too muddy out there in the backyard. We may go out in the front yard and throw the ball around a little bit. So anyway, stay out of trouble, bro.
All right, man. Have a good one.
My guy Nathan Taylor over there doing his thing. Great analogy. Appreciate him joining the show and helping us here on After the Storm. And remember, you can see us on Facebook, or you can search After the Storm OKC Thunder on YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit notification. Everybody be safe out there. See you guys tomorrow on the